didn't realize I was late. It looked like I was. Okay, there we go. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Or maybe Monday for you, depending on where you are in the world. That's how that works.
Could it be Saturday somewhere?
I don't think so.
Goes forward?
Mm-hmm. That's how time works. But somewhere, someone's behind us. I think.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that makes my brain hurt to think
It
about
does
some of
me
them.
too, sorry.
That's-
Okay.
This is P over here.
I'm over there.
Patricia.
And Mariah.
And together, we are
PM Artist Studio.
I do apologize about the lighting. It is very gloomy. Very cold. Like I thought
Gloomy.
yesterday was cold. Today is really cold.
Weird weather.
Weird.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
it's like we've moved to England.
Did
It's
you?
wonderful. I could live there.
I don't know why it's so, like, especially dark behind you, but
It's dark behind me.
I don't know. It's weird. Whatever.
I've got all my lights on that I can get on.
I know. It's gloomy outside. That's what the deal is. Do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. If you want to hang out in the background, that's totally fine. Do give those thumbsy ups. It's very mucho importante here in the beginning. Even if you're watching on replay. If you're watching on replay, be sure to leave some comments. You can even do it at the very beginning to say, I'm here.
And I do read those when Mariah tells me to.
She did. There was quite a few that were directed to her. And I said, you need to get over there and read those comments. Because, like, I mean, I can say things, but I think it's better when she's, you know.
Well, especially if it has something.
Yeah, if you were
directly to
being
do with
addressed
it.
directly.
Yeah, I do not mind. I do not mind. But,
Yeah.
you know, if it's just kind of nebulous thing that's thrown out there that you can answer, I think that's fine,
All right,
too.
well, let me say hello to everybody here in the chat. We've got Angela and Anthony. Woo, you're here early. Art Curious by Miriam. She had a wonderful stream this morning. I caught part of it. She gets up very early, and we got to get a kiddo ready to get out of the house. But great stream and a new stencil to show.
Oh.
So hopefully we'll get that one maybe going this next week. Mary coming up with things, just out, you know,
Absolutely.
popping them out in streams. Barbara's here, Becky, Belinda, Betsy, Carrie, Charlotte, Christy, Colleen, got the Colleens here, Darcy's here, Diane, Eddie, Ellen, Estella, Evie, Griffin Shale, that's Rhonda, Jelly John is with us today. I love that. I love saying that. Joni is here, Judy, Kathy, Carrie, Kimberly, Lollipop, Lori, Lydia, Marta, Mary, Nancy, Natasha, hello, I believe you are new, welcome. Pages of an Art Journal, that is Christina, Patricia Lee, thank you, we've got your mail, got that awesome little hooky hook. Paula is here, Panka, Quirky Queens, that's Kirsten, Respect, that's Keiko, Sandy, Silver Granny, that's Lynn, Sue Davis, Tammy, Terry, oh, hello, Terry, I believe you are new. Actually, Terry, I think I just recently subscribed to your channel. Welcome. Tammy R. I said that. Texture Junkies. Sharon, Tracy, Trish. And we got Willow Rose Creations. That's our friend Sherry. Some other people popped in there, but I do apologize if I missed you. Hopefully it was moving. Sometimes it takes people out because it like kind of times out. So like I don't know why it's moving. Coming and going. Coming and going. That's what happens. Hi, Ann Lar. She's here. Oh, you got to watch Ann later today, 4 p.m. Central Time. I don't convert other times. It's hard enough for me to remember. 4 p.m. Central. Our time today.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to do my best to be over there. We do need to put out
What
some
is
mulch, but
happening?
it's cold. She's showing off some stuff that we sent her.
Oh.
Yeah, and she's got a stencil and a stamp. Mm-hmm.
New ones?
No. Kind of older ones, which is
Oh.
great. Love it.
I have one of my oldies out here that I want to talk about.
Well, that's a good one right there. That's a OG.
It is, and I'm trying to find.
That's original gel plater. That's funny. Give me some love in the chat, y'all. Because she ain't giving it, really. She's laughing at me, not with me.
Stupid. Really stupid. Okay, I'm looking over here what I'm looking for.
And I did post those links over in Makers, and maybe towards the end of the stream, remind me, and I'll get a link over in the chat too.
I'm trying to find my dead gum. Where it is.
I'm gonna go topside.
Railroad.
We gotta pull some things today. She says I don't have anything.
We are gonna pull some things today.
I haven't even done the thumbnail. She's like, everything I have is on a plate. And I said, yeah, I know. SWL. She couldn't stand it. She had to go and do her own thing. She said she did her best to have the patience, but the hairdryer was used. She will say, which is okay, but be careful with those hairdryers and your gel plates.
Yeah, because remember they do melt. That's how you
reconfigure. Now I don't know about these commercially. I would say they probably have
I think you could pit it up.
Oh yeah, I think you can melt it down for sure. Yeah.
I don't think it would like melt in a puddle, but you're going to get some little.
And if you guys haven't watched The Hop, do so because it was fantastic. A complete awesome variety of winged things.
Oh man,
and winging it.
It was
well done. Just well done. You guys are just, we're proud of you.
I'm trying to think which one of these I want to use that has the least amount of crud on it.
That one looks fairly newish. There's still white showing.
This one weighs about 5 pounds.
That's the original.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. And then I've got this other thing that I...
Yeah, so that's Ripley Railroads that she just plopped down there. And then below that was Geopoly, which is one of our very first designs. I say ours. Mainly it was P.
Yeah, and if you don't like certain parts of your stencil, you're allowed to cut it off after you buy it.
Mm-hmm. We encourage
I do all the time.
We encourage this behavior.
Yeah, and you should... Don't forget those wonky railroad bits on the edge. Look at that. Isn't that marvelous? Wouldn't that be great around the edge of maybe, say, you know, something that looks clothy?
Clothy.
Clothy.
Mm-hmm. And frayed.
I guess there's another word for that. It's called fabric.
Mm-hmm.
But I like clothy. You know, clothy.
PM Artist Studio terms. We got them.
We got them. Okay, I'm going to put that back right now.
And Carrie, how was the cake decorating thing? How did that go?
I saw all your little pile of roses.
I know.
I was so impressed. I would be able to do 3 of those, even if I could
She has
do
the attention for maybe 2.
And then
the third one was just out of anger.
And it would have to be a different color. I would be a terrible cake decorator. I can't even frost a cake. You should have seen the cake I frosted.
We should have taken a picture. Brad was actually impressed. He's like, she did a pretty good job.
Well, I ran out of frosting.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how you know, I'm sure there's some kind of formula, but obviously.
People just know, yeah, it's kind of one of those things.
So I made a flat cake. Brad says, you know, if you cut that in 2, you could put some frosting in the middle. I'm going, you could.
Well, the reason you want to know why he said that, he said it was kind of a sad little flat cake. So I told her to stack it.
I did. So I cut it down the middle and got a spatula and flipped it over on top of the other one. After I put frosting down, it's pretty amazing that I remembered to put frosting down first instead of having to, you know, lift it up and
yeah.
Put it in there. That's kind of how I work.
Uh-huh.
But the problem is where you cut the cake, it's kind of a little on the crumbly side. So I don't know.
This is why they cool the cakes.
Oh. Well, I thought I needed to get after it while it's still moist.
No, I don't think that moisture's your friend in the...
Okay. Well, anyway.
As far as that
it was kind of sad looking, but boy, I'll tell you what, it was pretty darn good.
It ain't right.
It ain't right. It wasn't anything that we wanted to bust out at a wedding or anything, but...
Wasn't a showpiece.
For the home folks, it was a winner.
It was a winner.
A winner. Okay, I've got a lot of things down here. Now, I just... You know, one of the things that I like to do is to revisit... And then I rescued this one out of the Imperfectly Imperfect pile. And
I got to keep her away from that box. I keep moving it around, and then she's like, what are you putting in there?
Well,
because I'm saving that for y'all.
Downstairs.
She's like, I'll take that.
We have a family business. My grandson Joshua comes over and does scrapes mats.
He scrapes the mats.
And I go down and chit-chat with him. He's a teenager, so he's not terribly forthcoming with anything terribly interesting at this stage.
And then I hear you going, oh my God, I can't believe you don't know that.
I do not know where this child has been. Izzy knows these things.
Well, we're a little more open and free with just general things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, anyway, bless his heart.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart.
Oh, cake thing went well. I demonstrated the most audience members they have ever had. Oh, well.
Yay.
Well, it's because you're cool.
We knew it.
Carrie. We know Carrie Griffiths.
We would have sent people if we'd known about it.
Well, actually, there was talk of people loading up and coming to visit. But we didn't have the funds to do it yet. You need to give us more time next time. Those little roses are piped into the tip of the toothpick. Oh, my God. Always the wow moment of a demonstration.
Oh, I
bet.
would say
Yes.
so. I would just have I would be squeaking. Yeah, I am a two-dimensional artist.
Yeah, and so many of our people that I have sent, our YouTuber friends, you know, our Arty YouTuber friends, fellow YouTubers, that have received their IMPP packages. Quirky Queens is one of them. That's Kirsten. She's very excited, I believe. She will, I think, be doing a video. Let us know, Kirsten, in the chat. But Sherry used some of hers already for the hop. So that was pretty darn cool. And then, of course, Addy, he's already done 2 videos, but his came quick.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's on top of things.
He was this side of the pond. Same side of the pond.
I chuckled, though. He kept calling the Luna moth a butterfly. I'm like, people are going to be looking for that darn butterfly.
It's all right. I
They'll
get
work it
mixed
out.
up on that, too. Okay, so I rescued...
And Christina got hers in Canada.
Oh!
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I rescued this out of Josh's pile of... and it's missing letters.
Yeah. Sometimes
it's missing
they
quite
do.
a few letters, in fact. I had to cut them off because they had been...
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get a little caught
So
up.
we're going to just... We won't worry about the writing part, which I can't read it anyway.
Well, and even Froyle said that, like, when she designed it.
You're not supposed to.
She's like, it's really not about that. It's more that it's kind of like a semic writing in a way. It's really not meant to be read.
It's textural and
Yes.
it's interesting, and I want to use it for a flop off. So that all of those little things I cut out of there aren't going to matter, but I want you to know the stencils that you receive from PM Artist Studio are good ones. Now, what happened to this one is, for whatever reason, it decided to stop, and once it stops,
Yeah, you can't restart it.
it does not.
It would be
understand.
lovely. I mean, if Cricut would work that out, it'd be really fantastic if, you know, it lost connection. Now, sometimes, if it happens quickly enough, it will reconnect and kind of go on. But that usually...
Means that there's kind of wonky stuff going on wherever it stopped and
And
started.
sometimes it just freaks out and just... And then you're like, well, that ruined everything. Okay.
So I have a nice piece of Yupo that I can work with, plus this little thing. And I think this is, you know,
Yeah.
I think we need to make some strippers like this.
I'll talk to Paula about it. I mean, she's got enough designs, I think, that we could put together a stripper set for her.
And I just, because I love just taking this one, you know, and kind of blocking that one off and just using that.
Or we could probably, yeah, even just...
You know, it's, I mean, there are, it's really, it's...
There's 5. 1, 2... Yeah, there's 5 there. We could almost just...
Yeah, if you just finish
Stack 'em.
this dude out here, and I think just leave this one just like it is. Maybe put that little dude up there. Perfect, I think.
It can be done.
It can be done. Okay, well, there you go. Something to look forward to. All right, now what I wanted to say.
Fran.
What?
Hi, Fran.
Is
She
Fran
says,
there?
oh, my silhouette has never done that to me. Well.
Well, Fran, we can't change boats in the middle of the stream.
No, and I will
We're
tell you
already
this.
halfway across
I
the
couldn't,
paddle.
I couldn't even get my silhouette to basically... the only thing I could do is make it do that test cut in the corner. That is as far as mine got. And I was like, dear Lord, why is this thing so loud? Because it is loud.
So she spent money to send it back.
No. I got all my money back.
All right. Well, I just wanted to talk about stencils that have similar flavors. Okay. Can you see how nicely this goes with this? And then you bring this one in, and this is like, oh my gosh, look at that. Pardon me. Now see, look at that. They all just kind of go together. I don't know if we're going to do anything.
Oh, Kirsten. See,
What?
she was a good girl. Eddie, I'm going to call you out a little bit on this. Kirsten went over to the website and labeled all of the ones that she got as far as IMPPs. You get a gold star, Kirsten.
Absolutely, you do. We'll send you.
Eddie talked about it.
We'll
He's like, I
send you
probably
a
should
lolly.
have. He's like, I should have gone over and looked at these, but I didn't.
Hey, and you all, can you use the new card? Mariah, where's our
Oh,
new
I know.
card?
I need to send new
Where
cards.
is our new card? I had one here.
You did. You got to watch out. The baby steals them, and then she scribbles out your face. It's harder for
How rude!
and I got to watch out because she hangs out in the office, and she did that to one, and I was like, oh my God, I need to check these before I send them out to see if she did any more and put them back. So if you get one of those, that's why. It's not weird things that are happening over here.
There's no. I can't believe she did that.
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. I was like, wow.
I'm gonna ask her about it. I'm gonna call her out. All right. So, anyway, there is this. All right. Now we're finished talking about that, and I think I may use.
Oh, and that's not true.
What is it?
She says PM is probably extremely happy I do not do YouTube debate. That is not true. Because I tell you, Ann, she puts a mean box of, like, she puts it on the light box and, like, fixes it up. I mean, it's some professional business.
Yeah, it's
That's
a class
classy.
act.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I have to tell you about this right away because I know that she's there today. She's another Patricia. Us Patricias must stick together. Anyway, she sent me this darling little teeny tiny.
Oh, here, you gotta wait till it focuses. And, yes, I was gonna say, it'd be helpful if you held it over the black paper. Yes, there you go. So hold still. Because it keeps, like, trying to go in.
And see what I told you about those crochet hooks that have the little sharp bend rather than the kind of rounded out one bullet shape
You like
thing?
it? Hooks in.
These are the, yes.
It's a good hooker.
This is a good hooker. And so I was fixing my paints, and I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. And I just stuck this down into the, I think it was Winsor Newton Crimson. Because what happens is I put them on the cart over here, and they're never to be found again because they're the same color as the can they're sticking in.
So she dipped the tip.
I didn't have any more red paper to glue on, so I just had to dip it.
Actually,
But
that
here
worked
are
out
my
really
two.
nice.
They're right there, and I can see and find them. Thank you very much. I'm saving this, and I'm going to make it tag and put this in there. It has your address in it. Oh. I'm still doing the coughing thing, but I will say I have had 2 nights of good sleep.
And her ears opened up this morning. She says, why are you yelling at me? And I said, because I've had to yell at you for like 3 days. That's kind of my default volume at this point.
I'm going, jeez, don't talk so loud. Okay. So, she's just like, okay, we'll have to readjust.
Yeah, I'm adjusting my default settings.
Okay. So here's a good example. So I had these little thing, and I had to re-swatch because I rolled up the part where it was swatched. And
so note, if you do your swatching, swatch it higher
swatch
on the
higher.
tube.
Yeah, and then you just have to do it once. I was really like, okay, wow, that was, pretty much a no-brainer. I didn't know I was going to do this. But I thought I left one of these because I want to show you how this works.
This
Now,
is the big squeeze.
this is called the big squeeze. Remember I had the little squeezes, but they were individual. And I never...
They stay on the tube.
They stay on the tube, which presented a problem with storage.
Well, and then it's like, who
if
do you pick?
Yeah.
You got to pick your favorite kid.
Yeah.
Nobody likes
And
doing
the rest of them were
feeling neglected.
Okay, so here we go with titanium white. I think I can do this. Okay, you stick it in the squeeze. You try to get it pretty even because that does matter. Helps if you're going the right way. There we go.
Yeah.
And it will stop you when it says,
No.
okay. So that's all the squeezing that needed. And it stays squeezed.
Well, on the metal tubes, of course.
Yeah.
But you can supposedly use this with the plastic tubes. So I think, like, once you're getting really towards the end with the plastic tubes.
But you got to take the lid off because you got a pillow pouch there.
You gotta put, yeah.
No squeezy.
Yeah, when you're done
lid
with the plastic ones, it's like, this is really like its final moment.
Yeah, final gasp.
And have a vessel ready.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do that, but I don't have any really that are ready or at that stage. So I will save that and show you the big squeeze on that. All right, but now here's the deal. I had to tape these because they go in the thing, and if you don't tape them, they catch on each other, and it's really quite a mess. And then the other reason is because on some of the, pardon me.
Well, it's called the Big Squeeze, and you could buy it directly from their website. I think it was listed on Amazon too, but I'm not sure. I bought it directly from the website because I just thought that, you know, they seem to be like it's a small company or something like that.
It's called Big Squeeze.
About $35 plus shipping. So depending on whatever.
It's heavy duty. It's all metal, no plastic parts.
They were out of black. I was going to choose black. They have blue.
I'm glad orange I can find.
That's kind of what I thought. And I thought it just suited you, the big orange one. It was like cheddar.
Yeah, look, it goes with the print I'm going to work on today.
Look at that.
We always like to match our squeezes with our...
Yeah, and then they have a silver one, which I thought was kind of boring, and obviously you have issues with shiny, just...
you did good.
Yeah.
Now, if it came in lime green, I'd like that.
Well, you know I would have gone with that. They didn't have that option.
Okay. All right, so these are the little jobbers. Remember, I told you not to throw these away, and then I said, nah, don't keep them. I don't know what you're going to use them for. Well, here's the dealio. On these paints that have black lids, you can't, and I store mine upright, so it's really hard for me to know what paint, and I just kind of have to guess and put, you've seen me, you know, doing trial and error, pulling out.
Is that the one? Is that the one?
Yeah. So you just, and the new stickers have muy sticky glue back. So they stick, even on the ones that have the little circle rounds, you can make it stick. Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't stick, just give it a little spot of glue and it'll stick forever, just like that tape. But, you know, I mean, if you have a little small hole punch, that would be ideal. I don't, so I just have to cut them out. But you can get 6 little circles out of each one of those little... So I got another circle there and some more there.
And so a huge thank you to Kathleen Roosh, who posted about that over in Makers about the Big Squeeze. And I don't know, I can't remember if I put a link over there or not, but we certainly can if you guys want that. I could probably even just find the link and drop it in the chat here in just a second. But then as far as the, what else was I going to say? The stickers, the swatch stickers, she is loving those. The sticky on, did you talk about the sticky on them?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was reading chat, so I wanted to make sure that you did.
The sticky on is great. And I rolled over this booger, but I think it's okay.
It's recouped. Okay, about the IMPPs. So one of the things is that, like, we're just building up the box, and we've always looked at those as an option of, you know, kind of giving back to you guys, but also a way to use them in a, you know, marketing. And that is why we decided that, you know, as far as who we were going to give them out to for free would be our YouTuber friends. Because then we can kind of justify the marketing end of it for things. Now, Brad and I said that, you know, because there was a request. I think Sandy was the one who's like, it would be really awesome if we could, you know, purchase them at like a discounted price. And we've sort of talked about that. And maybe as we grow, because the box does seem to fill up more so than, you know, earlier on, because we have more designs. We, you know, it kind of depends on the flow of things.
Lots of dragonflies.
We are getting better at the dragonflies, though. And we did remove the other style. Number one, they just weren't as fun to print with.
Yes, because
they took forever to clean.
Well, and they were hard to get off and on the plate without tearing them up. Remember, I was always worried about that.
Technically, these the ones that we left in, the more open ones, are harder, actually, because they have more open, stringy bits.
They don't get clogged up.
They don't get clogged up, and they don't take as long. It's really about the length of time.
I just like them because I think sometimes...
And clean.
The smaller the details, the more likely you are to have a clogging up situation with your stencil.
Oh, it's in Canada. Christina's stuff is in Canada. Hasn't arrived to her yet. Okay.
Oh. It's sitting
The
somewhere.
suspense is killing her.
Well,
She's the package is in Toronto. She's in Vancouver.
oh.
It'll be the next day or so.
Yeah.
It's in country.
It's like
That's the big thing.
Everything in Texas has to come to Dallas first. If we're sending it to Dallas, it has to go to Dallas before it goes to Dallas.
Actually, the main distribution center's in Coppell.
Oh.
See, you don't know.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Goes somewhere over there, and then comes back over this way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. All right, this is an ugly print. We know that. We're just not worried about that, and I've got a plan for that. All right, let's pull some of this stuff off. What?
That's why we like you, Gayla. It's just this perfect timing. I myself am imperfectly perfect.
I know. I'm Sunday mornings. You know, I was up kind of late last night. I took my nettle.
Yeah, that's how we were talking about it, perhaps, Lynn. Like
What
a grab bag kind of thing, where it's like we do one listing because we're not gonna that gets crazy. But we would do like just one listing, and it is kind of like it is what you get. It is what it is, and maybe it's that there's 3 designs, and that could mean. But see, again, it gets that gets hard because is it one butterfly? Of what size?
Yeah.
We could do it by weight.
Just know that you're going to be getting something that's really cool. And
Well, that's why I said that really it's
Okay.
more for marketing. And that's why we send it to the YouTubers.
Yeah.
Because it gets tricky trying to put it in the shop and figure out, if everybody's, if it's, especially if you're buying something, there should be some consistency to it.
all right, well, can you just let Melanie ruminate on that, and I'll talk about this other stuff here. I'm done with that.
Good deal.
Okay. Now, this is another print that's not very, I mean, it ain't nothing to write home about. Let's just put it that way. But not to worry. Not to worry. We will make a silk purse out of that sow's ear here shortly.
Hey, Kelly.
Alrighty, let's just keep going here. Alright, here's another one that, it just wants to be.
Hi, Devin.
It's a wannabe, and it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hi, Janice Marie.
Lots of little bits of wisdom here today.
Yeah, these were a definite exploration in some things probably not to do.
Well, or at least, the thing about it is if you very rarely do you just, jump on something right out of the box and it turns into like, whoa! That don't happen a whole lot right away. Now, I mean, I have had it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get the bubbles back out of here.
Sometimes that's
Fran
just
will be hollering at me.
that's just age. I can remember Dad always saying,
What?
He's like, as you get older, things become less, like wow moments. It's like first.
Well, yeah, you're a bit jaded. And
Yeah.
You're going, oh, you're going to have to do better than that.
Yes. Gel printing has that same. I think art just in general, like once you kind of mastered
All right.
something, you're like,
Now,
okay.
here's one that, now, come on, folks.
She's in love with this thing. She showed it to me again. She goes, did you see it?
And then somebody said, it was the Batman thing, and that was what and I said, words are hard. I was trying to think of that. The little thing shines up in the air that...
See, but I was thinking it's more like the, because the phoenix head, the Firebirds, they have that, okay, what is the puppets, with the shellac. Oh, and what is the movie? The Dark Crystal. There we go. My brain was moving.
Oh.
But it kind of looks like their
A
heads.
little bit. Yeah. Okay, well, it could be slightly ominous.
Mm-hmm.
But we have 3 there, so we've got a good number. And I really don't think I'm going to do anything to this one. I love it just like it is. And oh no, you piece of crud.
Brad, I'm going to time you out.
Why are you timing him out?
Yeah, he's just being...
Is he making snide comments?
No, I'm not reading his comment. Oh, gosh, he's putting it in there again.
What is he saying?
I was just going to surprise people, but not now.
Is he ready?
No, he wants me to talk about me doing the Mondays with Mariah.
Oh. Okay. Well, I told her she should only do it if she's excited and really wants to do it.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to get that little purple blob off of there right now just because that could be problematic. Because I won't see it because it's dark like the... I will take this black thing away here shortly, but...
You just wanted to...
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know why I had it down here.
What? Are you going to show the stencils and things real quick?
Well, I should, since I've got that down here. Now, I will be able to fix that with colored pencil. I promise you. You will not even look at it right now. I will show it to you at a later date, and you will go, oh my, I wonder where that was.
Oh, my.
Oh my.
Sugar pie.
Okay. I was watching this movie, and they were sitting down to dinner, and he kept passing gas, and the very proper little English lady would say, thank you, and it was just, I mean, you know, I
That's
don't
her
know.
sense of humor.
What did I do with, oh, there they are.
It's like, I sent them up.
Okay,
Aw, Colleen, thank you.
and see, Sunday, because that's today, all day long.
All day long.
All right, look, are you ready, Miriam?
People have already,
Oh, okay.
been seeing it. And
I'm going to use this today.
this is Happy Stream.
Happy Stream. I'm going to use it on I don't know what. I like that, Happy Stream.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Such wonderful movement.
Hello, Deb.
Oh, wow!
I know, and it's really funny how just each one is, I mean, they're the same, but obviously scale-wise, different.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yes.
I'm so impressed. Did you guys think of this?
Oh, Carrie
Oh.
says it reminds him of Cinder,
Look at this.
Cinder Toffee.
Now, what is this one?
This is Feathery Eyes Cluster, because this is the
Feathery eye
stencil.
cluster. But now, see?
Oh.
I'm telling you, man, these guys, they have a relationship.
And Rhonda was so sweet. She posted it in the designer group, and she says, I don't know who designed this, but I love it. Now, this is an exclusive because this was designed by Brad. And so you guys know how, every once in a while when we come up with stencils and things, we put them in as an exclusive. So 8 weeks from now, it will be ready or available for anyone to purchase. But for right now, those of you that are Mucky Muck and Loverly over there in the shop, you may purchase this.
All right. Well, I love that. Oh, these were. This was good to debut them together. Did you feel
Did
like
not
that?
know. That was purely coincidental because we didn't even know Miriam had that one stencil, and then she showed up in the stream 3 or 4 days ago, and we're like, "Where's that been?" We liked that, and everybody was very excited about it and wanted it available. So that one got pushed through.
I'm trying to think if I've got my. Yes. Now I'm gonna have to do something. Oh, I want to show that real quick.
Oh, and Carrie says this would be great for stamps. Are you talking about the Happy Stream or the feathery eyes? Or both. Eventually, we'll try to get as much as a stamp as
I don't know, and I want to keep my ones I want to use together, and I think that's going to be it. Put these two together, and these two together.
Look at you.
All right, I've got some stuff going on here.
Yeah, she has the mandala. Hey, yeah, you got another thing to show.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Brad's like...
Thanks, Brad. You on track here? Oh, love these little dudes.
Okay,
I mean,
that's
I
cool.
always love these
Christina?
little dudes. I'm always asking for these little dudes.
Yeah, and this one comes with the set.
And this reminds me.
Show them the set.
I will just calm yourself down there, sister. All right, there.
No, Happy Stream is a regular one. So, now we can talk to our designers. It's more of just, this was an added perk to our members, but we didn't want to do that to the other designers and just make theirs exclusive for any period of time. Like, whenever they are launched, they are available to everybody. But for us, for the ones that we design, we like to give that little extra perk for our Loverly and Mucky Muck people.
Yeah, there's got to be some reason for
Yeah,
you know. I mean,
something.
some advantages to paying that money, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
Other than just
A discount, which is a pretty good one.
yeah.
This is why she's not in charge of marketing. We love her.
God knows.
She's just not good.
Not good. All right, now here is what I love about these. I just really appreciate, Brad talks to me. He doesn't always do what I want him to do, but sometimes he does.
None of us do.
None of them do. Yeah, they listen to
Let's
me
all be honest.
politely, but
Yeah.
then they just go off and do. I mean, it's kind of like when you're a teenager and your parents tell you what to do, and you just nod, and yeah, that's how it works around here.
Yeah.
So when he came up with the idea that we have 3 different sizes, I love that.
Yes.
Because as a designer on the gel plate, those sizes, different sizes, that matters. That gives instant variety to your composition. And I appreciate that, and I hope that you appreciate that that is a conscious decision, not just a whimsical, one of those things that happens.
Oh, what kind of paper were you pulling those prints with? I think that was the hammer mill.
Yeah, these are all hammer
Yeah,
mills.
sorry, Kelly. Sorry.
Yeah, boy.
If you want, you could put it in all caps, and then
Yeah, then she sees it.
then I see it.
But don't do it too often because she thinks you're yelling at her and she gets all huffy. All right, I don't know that I'm going to do anything with these today, but I am extremely happy about them. I love their size variety. I love the wispiness. I love and I know Carrie's just going to love these.
Hey, Jim. Thank
And
you.
He's probably happy he's going to have some different ones to deal with. But look at this.
Yeah, so you get the set
I
of
just
4.
love this little thing.
Call those tidbits.
This is a tidbit.
Yeah, we call those little tidbits.
Does it come with a set?
It does. Yeah. Some of our mandala sets come with tidbits. Not all of them. It kind of depends on the size. Because even though it's circular, some designs have more
Yes.
outer rim. So we really just try to fill the space.
Yeah.
So either you're going to get it in the mandalas, or then we fill the space with the tidbit.
Well, I love those, and I applaud that decision. Now I'm going to put those over yonder here
Hi, Charmaine.
and pull some more
Size always matters.
prints. Has Brad emailed you yet?
Yes. You were show them.
All right.
Got one more thing.
Taking away. I love this piece of black foam.
I know you do.
I don't know where that's been, and I have black foam over
Was
here.
hiding in the cubby hole.
Yeah, things do that. All right, so we're kind of going to get a little thematic thing, pardon me, going here today, because I'm not going to use it on there, but I am going to use it on here and here and here. 3 of these papers I'm going to use.
Hey, Ford Grandma.
Voila!
She's only been asking for like the last, month.
I know, but I had some
Or 2.
other people. that
You were starting a.
I was starting a movement.
She was. She was.
Starting a movement.
So then, and please note that 2 of these, our laser decided to kind of just, it
Poop
got
out
tired.
So they're a little furry around the edges, and yours won't be that way.
Well, those are just kind of a wonky cut on the outer edge because Brad did it by hand.
Yes.
The one in the middle, that's nice and clean. That's how yours will come.
But, it doesn't affect the actual
No.
print at all.
No, not at all.
But aren't these great? All right.
Trish says, oh my God, I need these. Yeah, I think you were part of the movement.
See, you know,
Yeah.
squeaky wheel gets the grease. Alrighty. Let's just take this one, because this is the one I'm going to use on my thing here. Now, do you need this little piece of paper?
Nope, it's all been photographed and ready to go. I just put it there because it's easier to see, especially in the stream today with the lighting being as it is.
Alright, I'm going to put a big squeeze over here. I should put it up there with Big Bertha, but I'm just thinking I don't need to add any more weight to that poor little cart.
Well, we have those
It's kinda
orbs.
groany.
What's
My
growing?
cart. My turntable thing here. I don't need to add.
Oh, it's groaning. Okay,
It's groaning.
I thought you were asking for like the big cart to come back, and I'm like, did you see that look on my face? Like, oh no, that's not happening. No. What? Woohoo!
Oh, so funny. Funny. Oh, and my partner,
Lori.
Lori, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Lori, I got distracted and I lost the birds, but I have refound them this morning, so I'm going to get on that as soon as we get through streaming today.
You still have time.
I still
you
have time.
You have till the end of the month. And
I just don't want you to worry that I've forgotten about it.
yeah, she knows where to find you.
Okay. All right, here we go. With it reasonably clean.
Oh,
What?
that skull ribbon that Diane Bell sent us. It's down in the cabinet there.
Right.
She says it's good on the gel plate.
Okay.
I might dig it out.
Well, thank you.
I got to dig through things. I know where it's at, as long as that did stay exactly where I think it is. We did do a little rearranging, but it's ribbon, so I know.
It's in the ribbon box.
Yes.
Well, that would
Unless, because Izzy's been digging down there again. I noticed things have been moved about a little. There's been limited supervision on both parties. That's all I got to say about that. Moving on. What's up? What are you going to do? Cheers.
Alrighty. Now, Mariah, you need to get that keyboard out of the way and you need to find the gold.
Okay.
Because what we're going to do here is we are going to, this little globby area here, because remember this was the thing that I mixed paint on, and then I went with my experiment with the flow improver stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did Miriam stencil on it. So now this is going to be the fourth layer. And that skull is going to go right there. So Mariah, what do you think that I should use stamp-wise? Or does it matter?
I don't think that really matters.
Okay.
So these are the two golds. They're very similar.
Oh, I see that. Really love that quality. So let's just go with that one since we know.
Yeah, I know. We need to sample that other one.
Well, we do need to sample that other one, but when I'm looking at it, the pieces, the flecks are larger.
Yeah.
So I think it's not going to get that smooth. And the reason I think that could be a big deal is because we already have lots of little stuff going on here.
Okay.
I need it as solid as possible.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
That's one of the ones Maya sent us.
Oh,
Oh, I know.
thank you, Maya.
Thank you.
Is she here today?
I think so.
All right, I'm just grabbing this one because it was the one that was closest to the front. I'm going to juice it up a bit because we do like it to be nice and juicy, right, Mariah?
Yeah, Lori says no worries. She's finishing up yours to go out this week. Okay.
Okay, well, maybe we'll cross in the mail.
Oh, and we do need a bird skull.
We do, and that would be good with the series.
Oh, it would be good. That's it.
You know, kind of like the death mask bird skull that I have in my journal.
Can you draw that
A
out?
Venetian. Oh, look at that little booger. It got kind of bent over there. I must have really screwed that lid on. It's probably just getting gobby in there and whatever.
Yeah.
And I never fail
fails,
to get
yeah.
this all over me.
I had the black on me all this morning from doing the skulls. I'm a messy stamper.
I'm horrible. I have to cover the whole thing here. Get out my large pieces of cardboard. All right, now let's give that a little scrapey back and forth.
I will say the big pads are very nice for these kind of larger stamps. I've been using like the little one downstairs. And then I'm always getting it on the side of my hands because
I really do. I like, because I don't do well with those little ones.
yeah.
I always stamp off a couple times. I don't know. See, I just really... All right, now we're getting a good one. The new stamps, you really have to
Get them
going. I
yeah.
mean, once there gets to be a film on there or whatever.
primed. Isn't that what they call it? Priming the pump.
And I just go ahead and clean the stamp up over here. And then look, I've got a, you know, a possible brayer off cool thing going on here. Okay, here's another one that we did. Multiple layers on it. Remember, this is the one I used my new indigo blue mix. And I don't know. Oh, I know. This was not from the plate. This was I stamped directly on the plate through the stencil, remember?
Okay, running the...
Running hairdryer. You can see some of the underneath leaves here.
Well, I'll tell you this. His mouth got a little wonky, but I don't think that it's a deal breaker, me personally, but you, hopefully, you know.
Oh, I don't care. It looks like it's kind of dissolving.
Yes, it looks actually a little extra creepy.
Now,
remember, stamping on top of paint, tricky. And then it was red, so it was really hard for me to tell, and I didn't want to...
yeah, be fluffing with your brush.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's marvelous.
Okay.
I don't think you could have planned that any better.
Okay, good.
It's like the skull is effervescing.
Mm-hmm. And that gold was awesome.
Now, here's what I can also do. I can come in with my textured gesso, clear textured gesso in these areas around here where I would like more contrast.
Yeah.
Just make sure that I don't get that onto the shiny gold, because remember, your textured gesso is going to dull out your shiny stuff. But that is exactly what I will do.
I love it.
I will put this in the shop, and this will be
They were poisoned lemon biscuits.
poisoned lemon. See, look. Yes. Be careful with those little tea parties you go to.
Yeah. Make sure they really are your friends.
Yeah, there you go. All right, now I need to put that someplace where I know that I have it so I can work on it. That's probably not great, but it'll work for now. Okay, let's pull some...
Bye, Sherry.
I want to get all of these off of here so I have access to the here's another one. Remember this one?
Bye, Kelly. Ooh.
I know. You can just barely see the flower. But did you put your
Wish I could get
away?
I wish I could get the lighting better over there.
Okay, look at this. You can tell that I have conditioned that plate because there's some oil on the
And it's
paper.
been there for a little bit.
Yeah, and well, it's been there since Thursday. I didn't pull them because I wanted you to see me doing this and see how nicely they're coming off. Because remember, this was our experiment here. And even though, you know, I don't hate this.
Skull would be cool on that too. I like it. I like it a lot. Make an awesome tag.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Get some lavender fluffy stuff.
Or a card.
Or a card. Yeah.
Is there a clear gesso that won't dull out your images? No, I don't believe that that would be true, because here's the thing. You want it to be...
have a tooth. And that means it's got particles.
Yeah.
I think.
Agreed. I just think, yes, in its function...
It is to create a surface to work upon.
Yeah. Now...
Go ahead, Mariah. I love it when we have the same
Yeah, so what she was
chart.
going to say is that
chart.
once it's done, you can always bring the glossy back by putting a gel glossy medium, or, you know, even Mod Podge, or, you know, whatever your preferred glossy medium to seal things with is. That will help bump that back up.
Yeah. I think it's still not going to be 100%.
No.
But you will be able to recover.
And usually that works best with bumping color back up. Shiny is hard, like metallic.
Now, any of the metallic paints, that's what we're talking about here.
And I'm sure that, like, and Estelle, I think, even posted in Makers, again, we could have that post weekly. I would be totally fine with that, the Golden website, because the information that they have on their site is...
It's the best.
Yes.
It really, honestly is.
They tell you how all of their different products work, and you know, down to even, you know, with the percentages of how you should mix things and how they are going to interact with one another, which is fantastic.
It is. And I have a whole printout
Hi, Marcia.
of that information, and I need to reread it again because it's been a while. But that's where I learned what I know now was from that printout on that website. Mm-hmm. And I just told Mariah when I was reading it, I said, you know, I need a hard copy of this. I need to be able to go through and highlight, and we need to talk about some of these things. But I think that this is what happens when you take that golden class.
I would think
it's an
so.
online...
We need to do that.
We do. But I've heard a couple of people say good things about it.
Yes.
Remember, Mo took it, and that's why we got...
Yeah, that's how we got the sample book, or the sample
products.
pack, yeah.
Was because
they
wouldn't send it, they wouldn't ship it to...
international.
Yeah.
Which we understand.
Yes, we do.
Because it's pricey.
And you have to understand, Golden is a small family company.
And they're sending paints and things, and so they're, like, the tariff and such on that type of stuff. Or not really tariffs, but I'm sure that you would still have to. Well, I don't know if it's a gift or a sample thing. Usually you don't have to, but then again, still shipping that stuff and the it busting.
Oh yeah,
because they fly it and move it, and
yeah. And airplanes, the pressure in airplanes goes up.
I would say that that's a big part of it.
I would think very possibly so, because even the stuff that we get sometimes comes and it's exploded.
Yes, or the things that we sent to Sharon.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do a very good job.
No, we didn't take the lids shut.
No.
For plastic wrap.
I just didn't think,
There was a whole bunch of them,
Well, there was one main big one that busted. That was that green. Mm-hmm.
I was sorry about that.
Hi, Christy.
That's a really good color. Alrighty, here is one, and I think this is wonderful. I think this came out really nice. I mean, even though it didn't have a perfectly whatever image there on the edge, I think it still looks really cool because it's kind of worn. Mm-hmm. It looks maybe a slightly distressed.
Yes. I love that one.
I think that's a good one too. Make a good tag. You could even do a fold over tag on this one, Mariah. You know, from back to
You know,
front.
I love to fold them.
Yeah, I know, she does.
It looks Egyptian, Carrie says.
It does. It does. It does. It does. All right, I think I've got all of the pull-offs. But let's talk about, oh no, here, I want to do this. I've got 2 of these that I left. And
here we are back again.
So very proud of me, not, coming in. It was really hard. Really hard, I must admit. Okay, you remember we did this one.
Yes.
This was the gold. The gold was down. It was dry. And it's kind of interesting because you can see here, we've got, it's not from, the mucky muck on there is from the original plate. It's not from what I did with the leaves. Even though it does kind of line up. Ooh, that turned blue.
I know, you may have to look weird.
Oh,
Actually, you don't look bad. I was just trying to get more light down there because it's just...
Is it terrible?
It's dark.
Is that better?
Oh, that's better. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, all right. Is that better, folks? Mariah says it's better. All right. So, I don't know. I'm not looking at the screen. I don't care.
Hi, Barbara.
I can see that. I'm happy.
You put your picture in there. Hello.
I did what?
Barbara, she put a picture in. Usually it's just her little initials, but
Oh.
she's now got an icon with her picture in there.
And it's showing up on the chat?
Mm-hmm.
Well, isn't
I mean,
it?
it's tiny. I can't,
I have a
I
magnifying
think she looks
glass.
lovely. She's got a teal shirt on.
Oh.
Oh, I can turn mine back on. I just don't like that. I turn my camera off when I'm standing up so they don't have to look at me bum.
Look at your bum?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going?
Nowhere.
I'm trying to find that deadgum paint that... Yeah, okay.
Ooh.
Now,
I think so.
you like where this is going to go?
I do.
You don't know for sure. I'm going to try something different and
Oh.
very edgy.
Okay.
All right. So we know that the color we put down first, even though we are ombreing things, that color's pretty much going to stay, even if we go over it. Remember? A lot of the ombres that we do.
Yes.
Okay. Unless your paint gets dry and you're pulling up paint, and then you're going to have some problems. But because this is OPEN, slow drying acrylic, Titan Green Pale. And remember, I have used this before, and I'm always like, oh my God, is stuff ever going to dry? So we know right now that this is not going to come off the plate today. I don't know, maybe I'll use a little bit down there too. All right, now.
Kathy, which links are you wanting? Now, most things we have like over on our commonly used blog. Because it really, and then I do have like our commonly, that is like in every stream. There's a link over to our blog area and usually to that one and like the paints. A lot of the paints I don't actually I don't list as like affiliate links, number one, because the best places to buy them are usually
They don't have affiliates.
Jerry's Artorama and Cheap Joe's. Those are the 3 places that she usually buys paint from. We don't have affiliates. They don't, maybe they do have those programs, but they aren't easy to get to.
All right, now the reason I'm doing this is because that's just not, see, I'm not getting that covered right there. The reason I'm doing it like this is because I really do want just
the middle.
I just want the middle covered up there.
Okay.
All right, now I did waste a little bit of paint, but not a whole lot. All right, so see, I've got my middle covered up.
Ooh, love that.
Now I'm going to take my blue hue. Do I want to try to do that at the same time?
I don't know where people usually, I think so. Like they have on Golden's website, they have like a calendar. And I think that if the person that is offering the class posts it there, you'll know. But if you guys do hear of any, please post them in Makers.
Yeah. All right, now I'm going to take my middle size because I want to just try to hit that outside edge without pulling up. Oh, I think this is going to be so cool looking. I hope so. Oh my gosh, I hope so.
Akiko, so the difference between open and golden fluid. Do you want to go into that, or do you want me to?
You can go ahead and talk about it. If you forget anything, I'll jump in.
So the golden fluids are obviously the fluid paint. Oh my god, that looks amazing. That's awesome. That is so awesome.
I'm very proud of that. I thought about this all night long.
They dry very quickly, typically. They are heavily pigmented. That's the fluids.
Yes, and they also very sticky, so they're a good quick pull.
Yeah, but you got to get down, you know.
Get it up.
Get it up. The open are a more heavy body paint, plus the fact that they have a slower dry time. That's why they're called open. So it gives you more opportunity to work with, you know, the stencil.
Yes.
Do the gradation thing that she just did there.
That's why, pardon me, that's why this works. And that's why I wasn't pulling up paint when I put down the other paint.
Yeah.
And look at that blue. Is that not a beautiful blue? This is phthalo blue green shade. And this is one of those ones that came in the thing that Mo had sent to us. You know, they gave us 3 different. It was this, and what was, or no?
Oh, okay. So Barbara de Porto, is that right? Is the woman who leads the Zoom classes that offer the free golden sample boxes, which are fab. She sends out the notification emails, but does not flood your inbox. So look Barbara up. Is that like via Facebook, or is that just, does she have a website?
Because I think it would be so cool, Mariah, if we took that together. Wouldn't that be fun?
You know, I like that. I like learning, like,
all right, now here we're going to cross our fingers because that golden gold that I have down there is pretty thick. I'm pretty sure that the middle part's going to pull. I'm not sure about this blue edge, but isn't that beautiful?
DePiro. Barbara DePiro.
Barbara DePiro.
Okay.
Well, you know, it doesn't hurt. You get something for free. I mean, now come on. What can go wrong? All right. Oh no, this is the second to the last. All right. Remember, I was messing around with this at the end of the stream.
Oh, and I have yes, I forgot. I have another announcement that we need. Well, we posted in Makers. A thank you to Joni, who has been doing the swaps. She's going to take a little break for a while, and then Colleen is taking over. I believe that was what Anne was messaging me about. Yes. That was exactly what Anne was messaging me about. And then I was going to see if I could find Barbara DePiro's website and put a link in for you guys.
I'm just going to carry on here.
Carry on.
All right, I really like that gold business here. Didn't y'all like that? And I'm also thinking about, you know, I've got the Mucky Muck turquoise green here, the Rignon here. So I want to kind of keep that in mind as a pull color. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to scrape on iridescent bright gold. Look at that. See? Isn't that nice? It was getting to be very difficult to get things out of it because it was all going flat. Pliers are indispensable. All right, now I'm not brayering. I'm going to scrape on. I'm going to squeegee on. And I'm making sure that this is, and this is lovely because this is a brand new stencil. Partial stencil. But lovely for this very purpose because we've got a nice wide border here which is why I love the strippers.
Oh, and Violet, if you want to put that link in, that would be great too. The link that I put in is actually Barbara's listing on Golden. So that has like her, like probably all of her classes, and I would assume maybe on the Eventbrite, that's probably a lot of the free classes.
Now I could use the what you call those, butters, but what I really want here is in these one areas here, I want to be able to scrape that paint out. I don't want it to be bubbly and whatever. I want to be able to get most of that and just have it edge out on me. And I think that that's going to happen. I hope I don't pull up. Oh!
Yeah, brand new stencil.
Dadgummit, I'm pulling up a lot of my good stuff here.
That wouldn't necessarily happen if this was a used stencil, but a brand new Yupo stencil will pull up your paint.
Alright, now here's another thing, and I thought about this, and I'm going to do it on my other one right now. Alright, that needs to be taken in and put into the sink,
because it's
please,
going to be
Mariah, because I really don't want to mess that up. Alright, here we go. Look at this. It really, and I've still got enough on there, but I am disappointed that it pulled up stuff, but I've got a plan to make that not happen. Been thinking about that one too. Alright, we'll put that aside and let the gold dry. It's not going to take all that long. I am going to go ahead here and use this gold paint and do another little quick, since we like that other one so much. We don't want to waste our paint because this stuff is high dollar. Get some of our flow improver out here. And I've learned you don't need to use quite as much as I have been using. Of course, you know, for different effects, it just depends on what it is that you want to do. Okay, let's just keep using that credit card that we've got there and see what that does.
Barbara's going to have a class on May 11th.
Oh, that's coming up.
What day is that?
Alright, I don't like this because it's sticking to my card. A lot of my paint that I really want to use. Which is,
it's a Thursday.
oh,
What time?
don't want that. That's good. And remember, usually your gold dries very quickly. Now I'm putting down the flat part of my little palette knife spatula hoop-de-doo thing here. And kind of making, you know, have that sucky thing when it comes up.
Puckering.
Puckering. Thank you, Mariah.
Doesn't suck. Puckers.
Puckers.
There's a difference.
Now see, isn't that looking cool?
Okay, so Pacific time. And it seems like that's probably right in the same zone of when we're streaming.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, bummer. Alright, we're going to just leave that like that, and I think that's going to be really cool. Really cool looking. Alright, so that brings me to the next thing here. Which was I working on this, or did I do this completely off stream?
Off stream.
I was working on this when y'all went away. Right?
Oh, I could. I mean, the worst she can say is no.
What is it?
Carrie says you could approach Barbara to see if she would do a class via one of our streams. That would make us kind of a big deal, I think.
I think it would too, but would you all love that?
We'll see. I'll reach out to her.
Hey, all she could say is no.
That's what I said.
And then we wouldn't be any worse off than we are right now.
No. My feelings might be a little hurt.
I will just say, you know, it's just doing business, doing business. Pardon me.
Oh.
What?
So 1 p.m. Pacific time. Tuesday and Thursday. Oh, wait, hold on. So it'd be 6. Oh, so it would be after, but that was like right after our stream. Like we could eat and then go do it.
Now, is this is like Zoom?
Zoom. Mm-hmm.
Where we see her and she sees us?
I don't know. Anne, those of you who have Estella, does she see you and do you get to talk?
Or is it just
one-sided?
a one-wayer?
Like this.
All right. Now, the reason I'm looking around here is because I want to get a brayer that I know is dry and doesn't have anything on it that might come off. And this is, remember, this is open here on the brayer. So this is where this is a bit problematic. All right. Well, this has got some funky spots on it.
Oh, okay. Yes, you if you turn on camera, yes, there's a chat and a Q&A at the end that you can speak.
Oh. Well, yippee-ki-yay.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll look at that and confirm
Yeah.
for sure the time.
Sure. All right.
We could bring all of our
so,
people.
I want to cover this with something totally translucent / transparent. We're using those words interchangeably, even though they may not necessarily
They are not.
be so.
But in paint, it seems to be that they have done that, sort
Yes,
of.
they say transparent. That's what they... All of the... I mean, a lot of the high flow are the fluid acrylics. Like, see? Transparent.
Right.
I-
But technically,
Technically. Oh, wait. Well, let's... Semantics. Puke. Okay, so... What I want to cover this with is something that is filmy enough that it's not going to interfere with my final pull or whatever I decide to do, because I want to use a stencil on this. And you saw what happened with the stencil, and I knew that, and I apologize for that profusely because I knew ahead of time and I'd planned on, but I was just so darned excited about. I know that happens to me sometimes. I just get ahead of myself. Okay, this is one of the golden things that I do not think, and we should be careful because we want her to. I don't know that I would spend money on this.
on the metallics.
On the high flow acrylic metallics. What I would spend my money on are these.
Yes.
The heavy body, because you can always water them down
With other media.
with other mediums. And you know, this stuff. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's why I'm using this, is because I want to cover up, and I'm using a goodly amount because I want to make sure I've got good coverage. To cover up that sticky stuff and give a good base for whatever I am going to do next. And the lovely thing about metallics is they're usually about dry before you get done whatever. And I'm hoping that is going to, but you can kind of see. Can you see?
That looks fantastic. I like how it's grabbed onto the back side there, but unfortunately that's not really...
Yeah, well, this is what you're going to see.
Yes, which is still cool.
But I think it's covered up without mussing up
Yeah.
our original design there. Isn't that wonderful?
It is.
I spent a lot of
All
time.
right, Christy has a question.
Yes.
Is there a way to prep a new UFO stencil so that it does not pull up your paint? Well, no. Not.
Well, sure, you can just brayer on some clear stuff, but I say just, allow it to go.
It's more of a natural, organic kind of building up of things. Just know that.
Just know.
When it's brand new, usually the best things to do, especially when it's brand new, because it does stick so well, is to utilize that on the plate directly.
Yes, because it's going to have super stick power.
Yeah.
And that is the time to really use that, because once you lose that, that's the time you want to go long haul. Put your paint down, put your stencil down, boop, 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 20 sheets later, because you're never going to have that opportunity again. Once it gets paint on it, you're not going to have that kind of adhesion to the surface of your gel plate ever again, unless you wash it. Some people do that, I've heard.
Yeah.
All right, let's have a little snort of coffee here. Brad got us breakfast burritos today.
So we won't be starving by the end of this. Because usually that's what happens.
Usually we don't have time to eat. It's just like zoom, 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 zoom. Okay. New brayer. And now it's got a lovely little sheen to it.
Ooh, that's kind of dangerous though.
Well, it already had mucky mud on
okay.
it. So I wasn't concerned about that. All right, so let's do some.
You're gonna use. Yeah, okay. Oh, you're gonna use that.
Yeah, for right now.
Are you going to You're gonna shadow that one?
I'm going to shadow it. And I've got a nice big plate here. But then I'm going to shadow it, but then I'm going to use some of the new stencils on top of the shadow.
I love it.
Do you love it?
I love it.
All right, so we know.
You can scoot over this away, by the way, if you want.
I know, but I keep coming up with this little.
I did move the camera.
Sometimes, I am just so freaking brilliant. I just surprise myself. Look at that.
Problem solved.
Problem solved.
Look at that.
Oh, fits in there like a.
I know, and now your plate's right in between the two of us.
Isn't that wonderful? All right, now I do have some concerns about this, but you know what? Since it's an imperfectly perfect anyway,
yeah.
I'm not worried about messing it up.
Give her hell.
I'm just gonna go for it, Mariah. Okay, what did we decide here made the very best shadow technique?
I always feel like it's the Prussian blue.
But in the fluid, the
yeah.
soft body.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to do, okay, this is phthalocyan. Words are hard.
Especially when they're in a different language.
Here, what I'm going to do,
I think that's what that is.
No, I don't know. It's not. It's right there. I'll just put it up here so y'all can read it and get it for your own.
There you go.
Because I know I'm murdering the pronunciation. The pronunciation.
Signing.
You heard somebody say that.
Signing.
Pronunciation.
Pronunciation.
I like it. Okay. We're just going to do a little.
Oh, Diane, and how did it go? Diane cut down her 12 by 14 plate.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah. Are you any regrets?
Well, come on.
You're scaring me. Yeah, do it with the lid on. Thank you.
Match your scarf, huh?
Yeah. Paint upside my head.
Now let's put a little of this flow improver stuff out here.
That might be interesting.
I think it might. I mean, what the hey?
What the hey?
What the hey? Gotta hurry up, because I mean, this stuff dries like.
You have little polka dots. No regrets. She now has, okay, have a 9 by 12 and do smaller ones. Now that, yes, perfect. Good deal.
Yeah, I love hearing that kind of thing. Fran.
It's definitely crazing.
Fran, I want another.
I think you went a little crazy with
The flow stuff. Well, we're not wasting any of that. We'll get that on some other stuff here. Because that's good stuff, Maynard.
Yeah. A little bit here, a little bit there.
Whatever. Okay. Well, let's see what happens.
And Fran's very excited. She says lush. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work the way you normally do the thing, because this is not normally how the paint goes.
Well, you know, whatever. It's
This is,
okay, you saw it here first.
yeah. This is not the shadow. This is called the disappearing act.
Controlled. But see, I think it's gonna once
Eventually,
it starts drying.
Yes. Some of that's going to stay.
I just don't know how long. I don't know if my shoulder's gonna last that long.
And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Try it again.
Hey, but look, it's getting smaller.
That it is. The Houdini. That's right.
Whoa.
The shadow technique turns into the Houdini when too much flow stuff is added.
But if you keep at it long enough,
Oh, you're making me tired.
whew, I think I'm gonna call that one.
Okay.
Whew.
Some mighty fine
Mighty-
textures that you got going there.
Hey, look at
there's
that.
some writing in there.
Look at that. Now, I defy you to come up with that kind of equally distributed,
Yes.
what do you call it? Crazing.
That is exactly right.
Equally distributed crazing. All right, we'll put that aside and let that fully dry. Oh, I gotta get rid of some of this stuff over here. Keep knocking stuff over.
Ooh, wonderful. Evie had cut up her 12 by 14. She followed my instructions and had no problem. A 9 by 12, 5 by 7, and 5 by 5 is perfect palette size. Thanks, Evie. Appreciate that.
I don't remember what side the paint's on here because it's on both sides.
This is how you prep your stencil.
Yeah.
Because see, it's not sticking as much now. When she first started,
Yeah.
it was pretty darn sticky.
Yeah, look at that. We've got a nice little background
That's
going on there.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Your arm's going to hurt tomorrow. Just lifting.
Oh, I need to get this one caught up with this one anyway. Anyway, I've got I think I have a slight rotator cuff tear.
Ooh. How did that happen?
Picking up those pots outside and moving them. Because it's never been the same since then. Yeah. And it's in the muscle. It's not just the shoulder. So I think there's some pulled muscles in there or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. God, I'm going to just shut up and stop complaining.
Yeah.
I hate whining. All right, let's see if we have anything left here.
Oh, Anne says that she's noticed that the plates that she created from cutting up a big one are oozing some of their insides on the cut edge.
Maybe that's why they don't want you to do that.
Could be. What brand were they? That would be my...
I didn't
Because,
notice.
yeah, you haven't noticed that with yours.
I haven't noticed that. I have really honestly have not noticed that.
Yeah, we did a whole stream. I mean, it wasn't a whole stream, but it was a big part of a stream.
All right, here's some Da Vinci. And I just got this because it was on sale.
1 second, Barbara, and I'll get that link.
Prussian blue hue. Oh, look, we're still have a little bit of stuff on this brayer. Look at this.
Ooh, I love that.
I know,
That
man. I'm
looks
just
bad.
gonna leave that.
That looks
Heck fire.
heck fire.
Heck fire.
Save the matches.
That's right.
That goes differently.
All right, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything to that. So what am I gonna
Just
do?
making myself chuckle.
Oh yeah, she's just hysterical. All right, let's use a. I can't remember if these were good ones for that technique or not.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to use this color that was on the inside of my cart because it doesn't fit anywhere else. Anthraquinone blue. I love this blue. It's just such a pain in the patootie because it dries so fast. I'm going to put a tiny little bit. Notice I said
Tiny, eensy,
tiny little, tiny little dot of this stuff. One little dot, maybe two, with a bubble. Oh, did you see that? Suck some of that back up in there. Boop, 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 boop. Isn't that a lovely colored bubble?
Yeah, those pipettes are very handy for all sorts of things. Izzy likes them too.
What are this?
The
What
pipettes, the little.
Oh yes, she's.
She likes squeezing some things.
Yeah.
She's a terrible squeezer. But she enjoys it.
Yes.
Now this is a proper shadowing
This is a
This-
proper shadowing.
that is happening here. That other thing was Houdini.
Proper shadowing. We always want to be proper.
Sharon would like to know, is the flow stuff sticky? It's more watery.
No, it really isn't.
Like, but then once it starts to dry up, it becomes sticky.
Yes.
But when first applied, not so much.
Not so much.
Right.
It feels very liquidy. Liquidy.
Is that a good enough explanation? Seems like that was like, you know, kind of like yes and no.
All right, let's try some of our new paint on this technique, and let's try a light color so we can go dark on our
Oh, well, just watercolor on there. A lot of people do that, Gina.
what is it?
Use their watercolors on the gel plate.
Oh. Yeah, they do. I just put it on the paper and then
Yeah.
gel plate. I've never watercolored directly on the.
No.
I mean, I've watered down my paints so that they're
Right.
kind of watercolory. But remember that was when we were doing all of that business with the oh, what do you call it? The sgraffito.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind here, with the proper shadowing technique, she is flipping and flopping and moving.
And you gotta have somebody hit you with the 2x4 when it's done.
Because, yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, you probably should have left that one
Yeah,
about
that
two
was-
flops ago.
Yeah. Okay, I'm running out of free plates here. I love when that happens, though. Okay, I don't know that was terribly interesting. Let's try this.
We have never used the gouache.
What?
We don't have any gouache. But basically, isn't it like just really,
It's chalky paint.
yeah, it's chalky paint.
I just never found the need for it per se because I've got all of these chalky finish art decos and paper artsy paints that
Yeah.
I just never felt like there was a need for that. Now I do have opaque watercolors, pan watercolors. Like Mariah said, the trick in this is learning when to
I think now.
back off.
Yeah, back off. If you start to question yourself, then that's probably the time.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh. That's a fun little... I see, now I moved the camera over back to its other position, so you're seeing less of the brayer off.
That's a good one.
Oh, Eddie uses the Vallejo Gold acrylic gouache. It works great on the plate, and it's not chalky. Well, I would assume, yeah, like a metallic isn't.
Trying to move things around here to get everything going. We're covering every single one of these boogers, and I'm getting rid of this because I'll show you what I mean.
Ah, Stephanie Healer says that there are 2 types of gouache. One is opaque watercolors, and the other is acrylic gouache that acts like watercolors while wet and then permanent when dry.
There you go. That's what.
See, we don't know.
The other kind are kind of like what you would use on fresco painting.
I think that's more the watercolor one.
Yeah, that's like tempera.
Right, and then Eddie was talking about, like, the paint that he has is an acrylic paint, but it's a metallic gouache. It was a great collab yesterday. We talked about that earlier. It was really fantastic.
I'm just really having fun with this because I'm not worried about it mussing up. And I mean, I don't know why I'm worried about that. I guess you could take it out of my paycheck.
Hey, you do get paid in paint.
I do, and I'll tell you what, I've been hitting it pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Going about.
Yeah. Oh, bye, Yolanda.
Okay, now what? Let's try some of that chalky stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got it's called fresco finish. That's what, fresco, the stuff that Michelangelo did on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Well, that's what that was. But it's paint mixed with plaster, and you have a very limited amount of time before it starts drying, so it would do by sections. So if you look at those things and you go, I don't know what happened there, but that rest of that dude's body isn't the same color as that right down there. Well, that's what happened.
That's fine.
Okie dokie. That's probably way.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. The Ellie Mae Clampett thing was hilarious. APG Jamie, she's always good laugh for sure. She cracks me up. I laugh out loud a lot.
Oh. Well, this is really nice because we're getting some residue from our. I mean, I don't know that it's going through. Well, here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I think you need...
Because it's going to be opaque and there's not going to be anything showing through here. It's going to be mud on mud. Oh, wow, look, we're picking up stuff on the stencil and getting it on my brayer, which this is not a wonderful thing. Oh, let's see if we're seeing through it.
I think so you are.
Oh.
Kind of like that.
Interesting.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone, she says. Leave it alone. I need somebody to tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, folks, we're getting just, I think this is my last plate.
Well, you can rotate back and maybe, I don't know.
See if I can get off some of the...
This is the long haul shadow. Mix them up, you know.
Getting some mucky muck on that plate. Well, that's singularly not terribly impressive. All right, we're just going to carry on and go with something else. Here, let's go with phthalo blue green shade. Remember a while ago we used red, right?
Okay.
And we've got some ooky stuff going on here. I don't know that that's going to be a factor, but...
Oh, Carla's got some things. All right, so this is kind of funny because this came up not too long ago with a comment on one of our videos, which was comparing gel medium, different gel mediums with Mod Podge. And we actually have a video, and we talk about the different things, and especially like using them with ink jets and this, that, the other. But we got charts.
We got a chart, folks.
We got charts. And one of the things, because acrylic medium comparison, So see? And see those bottom two are how they work with, like before. Like that's what it looks like prior to anything being added to it. And then underneath is the different medium. One of the best ones is Mod Podge fluid, you know, like, because it's a fluid type. And if you want it to be shiny or if you want it to be glossy, it gives you both options. Truly, it is the best thing to see it. I want, whenever you're done over there, I want you to put this chart up there and I want you to show the bottom two rows. Look at that. That's fabulous. Here.
Okay, bottom two rows. These two.
Yeah, and if you'll kind of hold it up and then scroll it through the camera, that would be really awesome.
All right, you understand how this works. Colored pencil here. See this? This is all gesso.
Yeah, which they're asking mainly about inkjets right now. So that's why I said stick to the
inkjets.
last two
Okay.
rows, because that's really what they're concerned with.
Okay, so you have the, here's this, these three are gesso,
The bottom ones.
bottom ones. These two are acrylic whites, obviously. Covers it up. Printed inkjet. This is glossy. And you can see here what happens.
What was the
This
brand?
is printed inkjet. This is Mod Podge fluid. And this is U.S. Art Supply. Now look, see the difference?
Mod Podge holds it.
It does.
Yeah.
And I wish we'd dated this chart, but I guess
we
can
have
look-
the video.
We have the video. Especially now look down here on the matte. So the glossy actually
Did you
protects
get paint?
better.
Did you just get paint on my chart?
No,
I think you did.
I didn't just get paint on your
Paint on the chart.
No, that was there. I don't. This is mucky muck from earlier.
Earlier. From a different time.
From a different time. All right, now obviously the inkjet, there's not a whole lot of difference.
Well, no, that's there to show what was printed.
Oh yes,
Nothing was done to it.
Yes, this was before,
Yeah.
and this is after.
Yes.
Everybody got that now?
Well, because we weren't sure, and I wanted to make sure that there was a comparison of what it actually looked like, because I wasn't sure if the
look
Mod
at
Podge was going to
a
do.
big thing here and here.
And that way you could see top and bottom that
Okay,
something happened.
this is your cheap U.S. Art Supply gel medium. This is your Mod Podge fluid. Mod Podge fluid,
Matte and gloss.
matte and gloss.
So do a little...
Yeah.
Hold
These
it up.
these two are matte. These two are glossy.
Hold it up and do a little... See? There you go. Now you can... There we go. Now you saw the gloss. So see? And I know. I get it. I get the whole Mod Podge thing. It stays sort of sticky or whatever. Put it on thinly and let it dry.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. I love my chart.
I love it too, and some person that watched the video said that she didn't.
She didn't think we had answered the question. I was
Didn't
like,
answer.
technically there wasn't a question. All it was comparison. There wasn't a question.
And I was just like, well, sweetie, I don't know what to tell you, but I think that's on you. It ain't on me. Just watch it again. Sometimes I have to watch things 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Or if you have a specific question, do let me know.
Yeah, there's a place to, send in a question.
Do we claim? No, but we definitely write it off as a business expense.
What?
The paint.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they write me off as a business expense.
We're still working on that. It's just really hard to track. All of her
The IRS does not have a specific
category
for
for
me.
Yes.
But, we've sent in our request. We'll let you know how that works out. Hey, they're hiring more people.
Goodness.
All right. Now, I think we're pretty much done with that. Let's see if we've got... Well, and here we go again. All my plates are full of stuff. Let's start back with...
Aw, Estella says that video that we did the chart was one of the first ones she watched. Aw, it drew her in. See, we pushed somebody away. and we drew one in. That's good.
Well, and I told Laura, I said, you know,
That was a long time ago, by the way. I mean, it was almost... We're coming up on 3 years, I think. Because it was some of our very first stuff that we did. Because I told... Well, we had to build content. Plus, we had to build a library of things that we could refer back to and say, hey, you know, we've done this. We've talked about this. We actually needed to experiment with something because we didn't know. And it was best to, like, either do it on camera or, you know, do the experiment and then talk about how all of that went on camera. Because that was really our first approach to things.
yeah, it was. And we decided that that wasn't really what people wanted. They wanted to see you messing up. They wanted
Yeah,
to
and talk about
you
it.
would have a real experience because we all know. This doesn't just magically go into your brain and all of a sudden you just know everything.
Yeah.
That and how it works, unfortunately. Or fortunately, as the case may be. All right, now we need to talk about this. Are we done with that conversation?
I believe so.
Okay. Was your question answered?
Carlos's cool chart. So I think you know, we're making some people happy. I'm glad to bring it out. She's done with that.
And I think the chart, isn't the chart somewhere, don't we have it somewhere that people can look at it?
Yeah, so even...
But that's not really...
It kind of just depends on how you want to access the information. Because we have it on a blog. And we wrote... That was actually when we would put, like, a lot of time and effort. Like, I made her write things. Because I was like, we need to build content so people know that we know what we're talking about.
Painful. I used to... I have lots. I should have saved all those notes. No, we actually have them. I used to have pieces of paper where I would read. You know, it was my script.
Yes.
Yeah, I took this seriously, y'all.
We just, you know, we just figured
Now
out that
just
we're better
like,
at it.
Oh, what the hell?
Well, we're better at it when. Plus, we know more things than we did.
Yes, and you know when you're basically stupid, you have to have some
training up,
and you know getting that.
Boy, you're in rare form today.
Oh, that thing. You know this thing.
Gina says she's been painting for 27 years, and every day she learns something new that is cool and never get bored with making art. That's right.
This is why I like this gel plate, because just about the time that I'm kind of smugly going, I've got this figured
Something smacks her down, and then she's depressed for 2 days, and she's like, I'm like, okay, how do we fix this?
Or, you know, I mean, I have tried not to melt down on camera, but y'all have seen it happen a couple of times. It ain't pretty. Anyway, let's get back to this. What color are we going to use underneath this? Because now we can use a stencil. I'm thinking, ooh, I don't know. Kind of sticky. I'm really kind of afraid to... I love my pattern I've got going here. And I would feel perfectly safe spraying on just a solid color.
Yeah.
Rather than...
What's your solid color going to be?
I'm just thinking either this blue, pardon me, or where's my little blue that I had a while ago? I really love that. We're going to have to get a bigger tube of that when I have my next paint allowance. What did I do with it? No, you should always put
Oh, it's right. Yeah, it's right there.
Put things back in the same place. Okay, this is phthalo blue green shade. Did I say that? I had red, right? Oh, look, I've got it. Makes me feel so good.
You try. Well, one you checked. One's golden. One's open, and one's probably a regular, more just regular heavy body.
No, this isn't open. The only open one is
is the other one? Okay.
It's the little light green one is open. See, and they're so nice about that. They put it there
Big.
High
contrast.
High contrast. They probably have an older person working at their factory, or is in a decision-making capacity.
I can't read that.
I tell you what,
bigger.
Amsterdam, they must have 17-year-olds running the show there because I cannot read anything on their dark colors.
Yes.
All right, well, let's just go ahead. You know, we should just use up that little one. But I don't know. I could take the little one with me when I go to Baltimore. You know, in my carry-on.
I'm going to have paint sent there. I just don't want to have the happen chance of paint explode. Hey, if it's in your suitcase, whatever, lady.
Hey,
you go for it.
I'm taking it on. I'm carrying it on the airplane.
Okay, so it'll be pressurized.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know that they're going to allow you unless it's in small containers under whatever amount. And are you allowed a certain number? That seems like a lot of
Oh,
things.
if I had to throw away my paint, I would just cancel my flight. Or I would they would have to carry me away. I'd stab that person. I mean, you know, toothpaste is one thing. Golden paint is quite another. That's grounds for violent reaction. There isn't a court in the land if I got to pick the jury that was... Ah!
What? What are you looking about?
No paper.
Oh.
No paper down.
I was like, oh my...
I noticed Eddie.
At least it says going through TSA with paint is not a good idea.
Okay.
There you go.
Cancel that.
Okay, and then Sharon says you can, have the 2-ounce containers and lots are fine, but I don't know. Let's see. Agreed, Linda. I think that's good. Good info. Just get in touch with the airline before attempting that.
Well, and you better get it in writing because
we can. And I was just
change your mind, you know.
I was thinking about because shipping will be probably cheaper, just going ahead and ordering like a small little sample kit or set, and having it delivered to the hotel. Because then shipping's not going to be as much. Well,
or one of the people that's driving maybe wouldn't mind toting it for us.
I could have it shipped to Patty or Gayla. Gayla, are you driving? I don't know if Gayla's still here.
Okay, what do you think?
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Good call. Your blue finally, I don't always love that blue.
But isn't that interesting? All of the little pocky things, friend. Are you getting the...
She says, ooh, love that fuzzy look on the red.
Isn't it wonderful?
And let me tell you, she spent a good 30, 40 minutes probably drawing those lines. Because, this was with the flow stuff in it.
Yeah.
So it kept flowing.
It flowed. And, I had to keep moving
it around.
It got dry enough that they stayed in place. And that's, some of those ones that you see down below, they're kind of... That was early.
Yeah.
This is a great... It's very... What do I want to say? Archaeological. You know how they take core samples?
Yeah.
Well, this is a core sample about that much. That what is there underneath, all of it is what was started out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping this blue. You never know with these colors that you've never used for pulls before. That's always kind of tricky.
Oh, well, and you got 12 minutes.
I've got 12 minutes.
Oh, I guess we're not going to use the new stencils today. That's okay. I don't mind.
All right, I'll tell you what. We'll have a lot on the board.
Yeah, for Tuesday.
For Tuesday, that we can use the new stencils along with.
And we don't...
Because this right now is just... Oh, see, I'm still...
Yeah, and we don't have anything... All right, I'll tell you all this. Little heads up. We've got exciting things happening. Next Sunday, we're going to have quite the collection. Quite the forest, if one would say.
See, they don't tell me these things because they're afraid I'll spill the beans early.
But I think
I know what they're... But I'm not...
I think they're going to be coming out each day, so do check the shop. But on this coming Sunday, there's going to be a whole stack of things to show and a new designer.
But see, if you can visualize this over the top of some of those that we did.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Even if if we pull off the plate and then, redo the, and then put it back down. I'm thinking that these are going to be perfect. Plus, I've got a lot of,
Maybe.
what is it?
Colleen says, I love trees. Forest.
Some good ones. And really, I have this plan that I want to do. Who was doing the black and the white?
There were a few people. Like, Miriam was even doing some of it. Marsha Markle was doing some black and white in Makers. There were some other people doing videos about it.
That's not my normal choice of colors, but I think the subject matter lends itself well to that.
Well, and I think that what's cool about black and white is that it's definitely a cool starting point.
It isn't always where you want to leave it.
Right. But definitely offers you some very visually interesting backgrounds. Because then you start layering color on top of that with your transparent, translucent situations of paint. That builds the depth.
And even if if you were printing onto the smooth surface watercolor paper, I can never remember whether it's hot press or cold press, whichever one of those that's smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And then you watercolored over your trees, your stark black and white trees. I mean, how fun would that be?
Mm-hmm.
I might do some of those.
I'm seeing you, Dana.
All right, I don't really have anything else I can do here. I have used up every single. I could try to pull this, but I really want to leave this to make sure it's totally dry, and I'm afraid that open here. I mean, doesn't this just make you want to sing Hallelujah?
It does. It does have a very is that ethereal?
Well, yes, or a celestial feeling to it, other earthly.
Yes, definitely. For sure.
And so cool. Look how dark that outside part.
Can you hold? Yeah. There it goes.
Just about dropped it and pushed it. Yeah, I'm very pleased with that. And I think some of these others that we've got going here, like this.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
I think I'm going to try the same thing, only reverse it.
Can you do that now, or is it still drying?
Oh, no, it's gold.
We got 7 minutes.
It's dry, but yeah, we've got 7 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, I think we can do it.
Do it.
Do it. All right.
I like that green in the middle, and maybe try something else on the outside.
No, I want to put this on the inside and then put this on the outside.
I don't like that idea.
You don't like that?
I don't. Go ahead.
So what were you thinking? I might change my mind.
Well, let me see the other one again that you did that too. That'll help me. Well, now that one had darker leaves, so it wouldn't have made sense to do the dark. Go ahead. I think it's great. Because the dark behind the gold in the middle is going to be totally fine.
And the thing is I'm going to do, again, the outsides with the light here. Then put the blue in the middle. And so it's going to go ahead and do this, hopefully.
Yeah.
This. Because I think that's what makes that
pretty nifty.
Pretty nifty. Okay, so we'll start with our golden open. We're not going to use a whole lot of that because we want to just get it going. I don't know, shoot fire. Let's just
shoot fire.
Shoot fire.
Put it down on the other end like you do the other. Okay. Yeah.
A little bit more. Since we, got bigger areas. We want that to stay big, hopefully.
Big brayer, all right.
Big brayer.
Did you get another big brayer?
No, I've always had this one.
Oh. Sometimes I feel like they're kind of bunnies. They just more arrive.
Not taking any chances. Using a big piece of paper.
When in doubt, use the big piece.
Well, I think I've just discovered something with the golden opens. Folks.
Ooh, that looks so cool. It does kind of look like boot prints.
Who said that?
A few people, I think.
And then you've got my, I think that's a fingerprint there. I'm pretty sure, you know, testing the waters here.
Yeah.
I really wish that wasn't there. That doesn't add a whole lot to the mix, but it is what it is. And look what, you know, having those little speckledy spots over the top of your gold. I mean, is that not the coolest thing ever?
I love these. And I think maybe, you know, this could be a series.
True.
I don't know. I might get bored with just doing these paint mixes. Might be kind of fun, though, to think about all the different opens and open paints and things that you have, and let's come up with some combinations.
And really use those more for the, because look at that.
I love it.
I mean, you couldn't
Yeah.
you couldn't spray paint that to make that look like that.
No.
With the wonderful dark right in the middle, and then it just,
Yeah.
and you got a really cool looking brayer over here too. Look at that baby.
When you hold it up into the technology, I just, oh well, I meant the print, but that too, yeah. Look at the brayer, y'all. Isn't that lovely? There we go. That's what people are. I just love that gold. Well, you know I love the gold, but.
And remember, I did that one with the credit card. I didn't do that with the brayer.
And that's why it has those kind of outlines around it, and it's thin in those more open areas.
Yeah, where I pulled it out. And remember, I scraped it both ways, so that, you know.
Oh, show the paint, the gold, what paint tube.
Oh.
And then it was mixed with the flow stuff.
Oh, what did I do with it?
It's kind of leaning my way, I think. That's the one.
This is it. Iridescent bright gold fine. But now remember what Christy was talking about. She said, you know, how do you get paint on your... This was that new stencil. Didn't have any paint on it at all. And I used the side that had, you know, the little edges on it. And you notice I made sure that it was stuck down really well. Because these...
So well it pulled up the other paint that was there.
Yeah. But hopefully, you know, now we have a solution for that. You just
But
go...
I don't think it pulled up, you know... I'm not mad at what it pulled up.
I don't know that I am either, except I really, you know, I just loved all those little...
Yeah, murdery blood spatter.
Little veiny lines. And see, that's what came up. Was a lot of those really fine little
the lines.
squish lines.
Gotcha.
The big hunks remained. But like this out here, where the stencil was, where it wasn't, that's the kind of thing that I pulled up. Where those little fine...
Bye, Yuta.
Okie dokie.
Good times had by all. We will be back here on Tuesday, because that's what we do. We are streaming here on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 p.m. Central Time, and then 10 a.m. like we did today. Thank you to those of you that have come and watched, and even those of you that watch the replay. Very much appreciate all of that. Extremely grateful. Please do come back. Leave some comments. Those are also very much appreciated, loved, and yes. And then if you have questions for P, just, you know, let her know, and then I'll let her know to go over there and answer them. That's how it works around here.
Thank you for my crochet hook.
Yes.
Pat
All right,
lady.
guys. We will see you back here on Tuesday. Thanks again. Bye.
Bye.